Once you spawn in, go ahead and immediately open up the door. Then go back to turn into beast mode and follow my route. Once you have beast mode, you're going to jump on top of this car and then jump on top of this fence gate to zap the gate open, and then you're just going to want to open up everything else in the spawn room. Then you're going to want to rush outside and then zap this box to drop the pen. And then optionally, you can also go ahead and jump over here and do whatever you can in the Canal District. And what I do is I'm going to melee the box and melee the door open so that I don't have to worry about it when I actually have to be in that area. Now you can go ahead and grab the pen and go on your way to do the first ritual. The rituals are very easy. You just have to survive in an enclosed space for around 20 to 30 seconds. And once you're done with that, go ahead and collect your first worm. After that, you can do the worms in any order, but I'm going to be focusing on the Canal District as I already have some stuff open there. So I'm just going to jump over the canal, bypassing the door that you have to buy. I'm going to melee the egg box open, and then I'm going to jump and try to hit this box from an angle so that it'll open up, which I do. And then finally, you're going to zap this box so that you can open up the gate that is guarding the police badge. And another thing you can do real quick, which I'll go into more depth later, is come to this angle where I am. You can jump and you can see one of the symbols that you need for your sword. Once you're done with that, all you have to do is collect the badge and do the ritual again, except this time when you're done with the ritual, a Margwa is going to spawn in. So make sure to run out of that tight space once you get your ritual done, and I recommend using the KRM to eliminate the Margwa if you can afford it at the low rounds. Now at the Waterfront District, you're going to go to beast mode over here. You're going to jump the fence and you are going to grapple up here, and you are going to melee this box down. This next part is optional, but you can try to jump over here so you can see what your second symbol is. And after you see that, or if you don't want to do that right now, you can just run all the way down here to open up the boxing arena. Go ahead and pick up the belt when you're back in human form and go ahead to the boxing ring to do the ritual. Now, once you're at Footlight, you can go ahead and zap this electrical box and melee this regular box, and then you are going to grapple all the way up here, turn around, and you are going to zap this box to open up the burlesque. Then you're going to run all the way back up to the stairs that you just unlocked, and you are going to jump across this ledge, and you're going to melee the box down. You know the drill at this point. Finish the ritual, kill the Margwa, and now what you're going to do is I'm going to run back to the Canal District because that's the only one I have open in this match, and I'm going to go through the portal that will allow me to go ahead and finish the final ritual. Kill the keepers you find and run up to this door. When you do so, it'll open automatically, and you are going to place the worms in all 4 of the pedestals so you can finish the final ritual. And with that done, you will now have unlocked access to the Pack-a-Punch machine. Now what you have to do is go ahead and find your 3 sword symbols around the map. So what you're going to want to do is bring the train to the Waterfront District, and you are going to go to the Footlight District. And as you do, you are going to look out of this specific side window, and you are going to see 2 of your symbols out of the windows. Now you're going to ride the train from the Footlight District to the Canal District, and you are going to look at the opposite side window now to get your 3rd and last symbol. Now what you can do is go beast mode downstairs, look at this wall, and once you shock the 3 corresponding symbols, you are allowed to go ahead and grab your egg when you're out of beast mode. Now a different way to get your symbols is first, once you're done doing everything in spawn, what you can do instead is jump up here and you can see part of your first symbol, a good portion of your first symbol, at the window just right there. Secondly, when you're knocking the Waterfront box down, you can jump onto this ledge and you can just move to the right a little bit and jump and see the second symbol. And the 3rd symbol is definitely a lot more challenging. You're going to go to this Footlight ledge, you're going to jump on top of this wire, and then you are going to run and jump on top of this little ledge right here. It's going to take a few tries. Once you finally get on top of that ledge, what you can do is jump to the left building and then run where I do. Just jump down and then you can see your 3rd symbol right there. Go ahead and grab your egg when you're out of beast mode and then put it into the Apothicon statue right next to you, and all you have to do is wait for some zombies to get close enough so that their kills count as credit towards progressing your egg. Now once you have enough kills, you are able to interact with your egg and you can move on to the next 3 locations, which are in all 3 of the different districts. Here is your canal area statue. Here is the Waterfront statue. And here is your Footlight statue. Now, once your egg is completely blue, you can go back down to where you initially obtained the egg. You can put it in, and a few seconds later, you are able to interact with the wall again to obtain the regular sword. Now, to upgrade your sword, now you have to go to one of the rituals, depending on who your character is. If you are playing as Floyd the Boxer, you will start in the boxing arena. If you are playing as Nero the Magician, you are going to start in the spawn room ritual. If you're playing as the cop, you are going to start in the Canal District spot. And if your character is Jessica Rose, you are going to start in the Burlesque. Now, once you start, you are going to see a keeper holding out another egg, and what you're going to do is stand on these ritual spots that are going to be right outside the area. It is going to spawn one Margwa at first, and then from then on, it is going to spawn two Margwas. All you have to do is continuously kill these Margwas, and it will give you progress towards upgrading your egg. The only thing about this is whether you succeed in filling it, or if you fail by downing, you are going to have to flip the round to continue to the next step. Once you do your initial egg where your character is forced to do it first, you can go to any other 3 of these spots in any order. Just make sure that each time you complete a step, you are flipping the round so you can go on to the next one. And as you can see, when you kill the final Margwa of the final ritual, your egg will be completely orange, and now you're going to go back to the initial ritual that you were supposed to grab the egg from. Give the keeper the egg, and the keeper will give you the upgraded sword. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is build a shield and the civil protector. Now, if you're just trying to blitz through the map, you do not have to do these. However, they are pretty helpful during these next couple steps, so I'm going to give you a quick guide on where all the parts are. Each shield spot has 3 spawn locations, so anytime I shoot at a spot, that is one of the spawn locations.
Congratulations, you just pissed me off.
I usually build my shield in the Canal District. Come back to Pack-a-Punch and put these fuses in the electrical box to unlock the civil protector. Go ahead and go back to the spawn location ritual where you will go ahead and interact with this book, and you will start the second to last step of the Easter egg. Back in the location where you got the sword, you will see this flag. You are going to interact with it, and you are going to have a bunch of meatball zombies spawning, trying to eliminate you and the flag. The objective is to place it in 2 spots in each district, trying to protect it from meatballs and the Shadow Man. If the flag takes too much damage, you are going to have to go back to the sword room and start the process over again. Getting the Apothecant Servant before this step really will help you. However, as you can see in my clips, it is not necessary to have. I would recommend using the Haymaker if you ever could pull it out of the box, just because it's faster firing, which will help you out a lot in this certain step. Once you hear the flag chime, you'll know that you can pick it up and take it to the second location. And once you take it to the second location in the area, you are going to bring it to the ritual area in your specific area. And a keeper is going to take your flag from you, after which it will spawn a Margwa, and you are going to have to flip the round to do this process 3 more times in each and every area. Now, once you are done with this, you are now ready for the boss fight. If you have Death Machine Gobblegums or Raindrops, you basically clear this step for free. If you don't have either of these Gobblegums with you, it is okay. You can either have the Dingo, or if you can't pull the Dingo from the box, you can buy the HBK off the wall. Once you are at the Pack-a-Punch room, you can interact with the Gateworm to begin the boss fight. If you are with multiple people, you all have to interact with different Gateworms at the same time. Now you can pop your Death Machine and just blitz the Shadow Man anywhere he goes, and Once he's above the ritual table, you can just interact with it and you beat the boss fight. If you're solo, congratulations, this is as far as you can get. If you are in co-op, there is one more step. You may notice that at the train stations now, there are some batteries that you can shock to temporarily turn the rails blue. So what's going to happen is, obviously there's 3 train stations. 2 people that are in beast form need to shock these, and 1 person needs to call the train station, turn into a beast, and shock their individual train station rail. Now the 4th person in the middle will be in beast form and wait for that giant Margo to get crushed by the train, and then shock all 3 keepers in the middle, and after that you will have completed the Shadows of Evil Easter egg. If you're on PC playing solo, the rails will be activated permanently, so all you have to do is call the train, turn into beast form, and run to the middle to shock the keepers.